and welcome to day 4 of round 2 of the push-pull squat challenge. Once again, this is our ELF day. Extension chain, lateral chain, flexion chain. These are all the things that help make everything gel together from the push-pull squat days that we did, which were much heavier and more influential in building your muscle and strength. Today's tech tip is following up on the one that we had yesterday, which is about using your hips more to enhance your squat chain and lower body training. More specifically, we're talking about getting your glutes to engage a lot more on your extension chain exercises. And the primary exercise for today is the glute bridge. But don't make the mistake that a lot of people make, that just because a muscle group is supposed to be worked during the exercise doesn't necessarily mean it is. And the glute bridge is a great example of this because it is very easy for me to do this exercise compensating in my lower back, my hamstrings, even my calves. So our goal here is to engage the glutes to a higher degree, not just at the top of the bridge, but also at the bottom. And the best way to do this is to use the same tech tip that we had for the abdominal training, where we create a posterior pelvic tilt. So when you get ready to do this exercise, you want to think about driving your lower back into the floor by engaging and squeezing your glutes kind of up into your hamstrings, kind of like you're curling your hips upwards and then lifting up while pulling into your heels rather than pushing. Now you can certainly do this exercise on a set of suspension straps, but you're probably going to find it's going to be a lot easier to engage your hips with the more stability of a solid object like a chair or an ottoman or something that's not going to move around on you. We're going to be doing about 10 to 15 repetitions, and you can of course progress by going with a cross ankle or even a single leg variation, keeping in mind that if it gets so hard that it's all in the hamstring and not in your glutes, that it's going to be a little bit more on the difficult side and you should regress to an easier variation. For the flexion chain, we'll also be doing lying leg raises. Even if this is a lot easier than hanging leg raises, I want you to focus on still using your abs to create that pelvic tilt and not using momentum to lift your legs, because ultimately it's your abs that lift your pelvis. And then for your lateral chain, we'll also have lateral hip lifts where your arm is on the ground, leaning a bit onto your forearm, shoulders are back, and just simply coming up and down, putting more force into the lateral hip that we were working on yesterday for your squat chain. So yes, it's all about your hips because your hips are the key to strength in your lower body and your core. Be sure to check out yesterday's video on how to use that newfound hip strength to build stronger, safer legs. And here's video number 1 of round 2 for your chest, shoulders, and triceps to get you started if you're new here to the program. Let me know if you have questions down below. Thank you very much for watching. Be fit and live free.